interfered with
this guy. This is like freaking the Biden administration, like, in a nutshell. That's where I got to, and it's just like, oh my god. I mean, they're really fucking grabbing for the fucking the heavens with this shit. It's truthfully disgusting that this is occurring, and it's like, the entire government was talking about voter fraud in 2017, so that argument is easily dismissed. No, that Trump inspired, incited an insurrection. Well, he definitely do anything is worse than what some of the extreme leftists have done, right? Where is the argument? And trust me, this is a wordy freaking motherfucker. Absolutely freaking wordy. Like, I've already, I went through freaking Trump's executive orders, and well, I should only say one. Just like Biden's. I mean, I've gone through the titles. Excuse me. But just say excuse me. But if but that's the thing, is like just between the, anyways. I've been busy the last 2 nights.
Hear ye. All persons are commanded to keep silent on pain of imprisonment while the House of Representatives is exhibiting to the Senate of the United States an article of impeachment against Donald John Trump, former President of the United States.
The managers on the part of the House will proceed.
Mr. President, the managers on the part of the House of Representatives are here.
Just listen to this. I mean, like, he's definitely a good spokesman for the these lawyers. But I mean, just listen to, like, this is just so fucking, this is the type of guy that one just freaking despises just because total douchery. Like, and anyone that he's aligned with is like total freaking douchery just because they freaking try to douche their way into freaking their way, just because they freaking create all this freaking legal jargon, legalese, that is just a freaking runaround. It's confusion and a form of magic.
And present and ready to present the article of impeachment, which has been preferred by the House of Representatives against Donald John Trump, former President of the United States. The House adopted the following resolution, which with the permission of the Senate, I will read. House Resolution 40. In the House of Representatives, United States, January 13th, 2021, resolved that Mr. Raskin, Ms. DeGette, Mr. Cicilline, Mr. Castro of Texas, Mr. Swalwell, Mr. Liu, Ms. Plaskett, Mr. Neguse, and Ms. Dean are appointed managers to conduct the impeachment trial against Donald John Trump, President of the United States, that a message be sent to the Senate to inform the Senate of the appointments, and that the manager so appointed may, in connection with the preparation and the conduct of the trial, exhibit the article of impeachment to the Senate and take all other actions necessary, which may include the following: employing legal, clerical, and other necessary assistance, and incurring such other expenses as may be necessary to be paid from amounts available to the Committee on the Judiciary under applicable expense resolutions or from the applicable accounts of the House of Representatives. 2, sending for persons and papers and filing with...
Oh my fucking god, right? Yeah, like...
Secretary of the Senate, on the part of the House of Representatives, any pleadings in conjunction with or subsequent to the exhibition of the articles of impeachment that the managers consider necessary.
Yeah. Oh, those are the flamers. Well, it seems like you're just trying to cover a lot of bases because it seems like you're just trying to do a Hail Mary. Or it just seems like you're spraying and praying. And You know what? Freaking. Oh well, we have that. We have that because apparently y'all have been working on this for quite some time now. I can't determine the time, but being that Biden had a stack of papers, executive orders on his desk, just a couple of hours after he was sworn in, and start signing away. That's unprecedented for a president.
Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House of Representatives. With the permission of the Senate, I will now read.
And that's the damn thing, going back to freaking witches. You know, and like this is freaking spellbinding. This is freaking how they entrance an audience, and it's repetitive, it's brainwashing, it's illegal jargon, one gets confused, and then there's these trigger words that freaking create these emotions, just like conspiracy theorists. All of a sudden, like, oh man, that person's crazy. They're not. They believe in freaking this stuff that freaking no one else believes in. Or I mean, just like the image of a freaking skinhead. Well, freaking. Oh, I shouldn't say skinhead. Bald people, they're considered skinheads, and oh man, all white people with bald heads, they're skinhead. They're Nazis, especially got tattoos and everything. Jesus, because guys don't go bald.
The article of impeachment. House Resolution 24 in the House of Representatives, United States, January 13th, 2021. Resolved that Donald John Trump, President of the United States, is impeached for high crimes and...
Wait, how'd it go from former president to now it's president? I just did a video about customs formalities, and living presidents go by President Trump. By president. Former president is okay, but I mean, that's why whenever I speak of Trump, I say President Trump, because that is proper etiquette.
Misdemeanors, and that the following article of impeachment be exhibited to the United States Senate. Article of impeachment exhibited by the House of Representatives of the United States of America in the name of itself and of the people of the United States of America against Donald John Trump, President of the United States of America, in maintenance and support of its impeachment against him for high crimes and misdemeanors. Article 1, incitement of insurrection.
All right, so already he's trying to act like he's a very good public speaker, but he's only addressing half the audience. He keeps on looking over to his right, which is actually, is that the Republican side? Anyways, but he keeps on looking over to his, that side, like, that's his gaze. Down here, I think the closest he comes is like maybe like right here, but he looks down. He never. Anyways.
The Constitution provides that the House of Representatives shall have the sole power of impeachment, and the president shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason.
Like, did you see all that? It's like he's freaking gained confirmation. Looking for. I mean, just talking to one person, probably scared that if he looks at anyone else, he's going to lose his position because of this freaking overly wordy freaking legalese spiel. And he's just on a roll because he goes on a freaking... I mean, I thought he went on tangents. This motherfucker goes on tangents.
Bribery or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Further, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution prohibits any person who has, quote, engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the United States from holding any office under the United States, unquote. In his conduct while President of the United States and in violation of his constitutional oath faithfully to execute the office of the President of the United States and to the best of his ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States and in...
He actually looked to the right a little bit, but it wasn't even a full turn, right?
Violation of his constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed, Donald John Trump engaged in high crimes and misdemeanors by inciting violence against the government of the United States, in that on January 6, 2021, pursuant to the 12th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, the House...
Just fucking tell us what he's accused of. Don't fucking give your fucking legal defense in the fucking articles of impeachment. I mean, is that how it rolls? I mean, because freaking, it'd be nicer, it'd be better if freaking, what is the president accused of? And then in enclosures, support that evidence with citations.
House of Representatives and the Senate met at the United States Capitol for a joint session of Congress to count the votes of the Electoral College. In the months preceding the joint session, President Trump repeatedly issued false statements asserting that the presidential election results were the product of widespread fraud and should not be accepted by the American people or certified by state or federal officials. Shortly before the joint session commenced, President Trump addressed a crowd at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C. There, he reiterated false claims that we won this election and we won it by a landslide. He also will...
They're presenting evidence. I mean, like, this is a freaking, these are poor articles of impeachment, if you ask me. And this is like, you know what, I'm freaking, I've been through this a few times, I think. But, you know, this is the first time I actually listened to it. I mean, if this is how they do it, I think it's a bunch of shit.
Made statements that in context encouraged and foreseeably resulted in lawless action at the Capitol, such as, if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
If you don't fight like hell, you're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Thus incited by President Trump, members of the crowd he had addressed in an attempt to, among other objectives, interfere with the joint session's solemn constitutional duty to certify the results of the 2020 presidential election, unlawfully breached and vandalized the Capitol, injured and killed law enforcement personnel, menaced members of Congress, the vice president, and congressional personnel, and engaged in other violent, deadly, destructive, and seditious acts. President Trump's conduct on January 6, 2021 followed his prior efforts to subvert and obstruct the certification of the results of the 2020 presidential election. Those prior efforts included a phone call on January 2nd, 2021, during which President Trump urged the Secretary of State of Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, to, quote, find enough votes to overturn the Georgia presidential election results, and threatened Secretary Raffensperger if he failed to do so. In all this, President Trump gravely endangered the security of the...
Okay, they want to provide evidence for these other things, but they don't want to provide evidence for these other claims. You see, like, how, like, this is very, I mean, just from, you know, the average audience member, I mean, it just seems like this is a lot of pick and choosing, huh? Isn't it?
United States and its institutions of government. He threatened the integrity of the democratic system, interfered with the peaceful transition of power, and imperiled a co-equal branch of government. He thereby betrayed his trust as president to the manifest injury of the people of the United States. Wherefore, Donald John Trump, by such conduct, has demonstrated that he will remain a threat to national security, democracy, and the Constitution if allowed to remain.
Listen to his demeanor. You see, like, freaking, this is all freaking ritual practice. That's what legalese is. The thing is, lawyers, they stir up emotions. They're trying to gain the, it's about confusing the jurors into, because we're trying to understand, like, what the hell he just said, and then at the same, then all of a sudden, we get that feedback of, you know, because they reiterate impeachment, insurrection, you know, like, there is lawlessness, blah, 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 and the tone changes. It's, I mean, when I speak of magic and, you know, witchcraft and things, it's not freaking, like I said, it's as easy as freaking lying. If I get enough people believe a lie, it becomes the truth, right? And that's manipulating reality. Like, that's changing the real world. Because if I can change your thought, your perspective, then essentially I changed your entire world, right? So, shit.
In office and has acted in a manner grossly incompatible with governance and the rule of law. Donald John Trump thus warrants impeachment and trial, removal from office, and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit.
Enjoy? Did he just say enjoy? And see, like, that's the main point of this impeachment. That's their intention.
Under the United States, Nancy Pelosi.
Oh, jeez. But, I'll tell you.
From office and disqualification to hold and enjoy any office of honor, trust, or profit under the United States. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House of Representatives. Mr. President, that completes the exhibition of the article of impeachment against Donald John Trump, President of the United States. The managers request that the Senate take order for the trial. The managers now request leave to withdraw.
Thank you, Mr. Raskin. And the Senate will duly notify the House of Representatives when it is ready to proceed with the trial. Thank you.
I believe it's over at this point in time. So, yeah, the way we get around that is freaking help me work with Trump. I mean, if he can become president, I think I can become president. And we all know my thoughts on him and everything. And so I'm not Trump, but I'm a good chance. And well, wouldn't it be something if the Patriot Party actually had a real life patriot be its first front runner? I'll take on those bastards. I know I can beat them, the right and the left, because I'm the tip of the spear and I just go straight in the middle and I freaking get them both. Well, I don't get them both. I just make certain that freaking I set I establish the gray line. What can we do? What can I do? And trust me, I'm working on things. What can we do by 2024? Help me get in allegiance with President Trump. And we will take our country back. I promise. I will do my best. I'll keep you posted. We're not having 4 more years of this shit.